Okay, what are the elements of an operational plan? Well, there are tons of templates out there and models that you can use for the operational plan, but the most common elements are going to be the conceptual portion, where you identify the value proposition, the entire value chain, and you identify the key relationships, the key suppliers, the intermediaries, etc., the incoming and outgoing resources that need to be involved to deliver the value proposition to the customer, and then ultimately receive back the amount and type of value you want from that end user and customer. So identifying the key players along that different timeline to start with, who needs to be involved, not specifically individuals, but what role those individuals have at every aspect of the value proposition immediately, and then into the future, what that will need to grow into. Now, you're only going to be able to do this by acquiring the necessary information from any existing source of information. You're going to have to acquire that information to support that and to provide additional information to it. If you're going to make projections about operations, you have to have something to base it on. So this can be from your own direct research. Some of your marketing research might give information towards what you need to do operationally. Field test experts, comparing yourself to other companies that already do this type of operations in the field. You're going to need support for every element or aspect of the operation, because the worst thing is to leave out some aspect of it that is an unaccounted for cost. It is something that is going to break down the value chain. Okay, so identify all of those and have supporting elements for it. Now, once you've done that, then take each one individually and identify the major hurdles or barriers that exist for each one. Lots of times that's cost or expense. Now, you're going to need to lay out in the actual planning portion a timeline for when you expect to achieve different goals along the value chain, when you expect to get to a point where you can deliver a minimum product to the customer, when you expect to get to a point where you can serve a given target segment, when you expect to get to a point where your product is fully realized, that you can undertake the necessary operations to meet the needs of the entire market percentage that you've had the objective of securing. Right? While the longer term plans are less precise, obviously, than your immediate plans, they still need to be on the horizon, because that's the only way you're going to be able to do projections out to see if you're going to have the resources in place to be able to carry this out. And if you haven't accounted for those, it will cause investors and your internal team to doubt your ability or competency to achieve that. Okay, and so those are the basic aspects you're going to look at. You're going to timeline, budget, and then the milestones at each phase of how you're going to go out achieving every step of the value chain in that business. And then you're also going to, like we said, account for the individual roles at every segment of that value chain, and you're going to account for how that operational need or necessity will be filled.